Well guys, it leaked. Unfortunately, they weren't able to announce themselves that Orange Ranger Fern is also going to be in Deadpool 3. Dawson's Rentals. Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here. So we finally got our look at the Orange Ranger Fern, which we've known about for a while. You know, the scoopers and leakers talked about it. She was orange in the morpher. Some people briefly thought she was going to be purple because of her title card in the opening, even though it was very clear she was going to be orange. We got confirmation pretty much the other day by showing her in an orange shirt while morphing, but now we got a leaked set photo showing off what the suit is going to look like from a picture she took with her stunt double. So, you know, the base suit is basically how you would expect. It looks just like a Cosmic Fury orange suit. It does have a skirt, so apparently, like, she has no problem with that. And then we do get a look at the helmet, which I think is the key thing, since this is a case where most of the suits look largely the same. It's just about the helmet differentiation. And it is a repaint with a slight, like, mold edition of Amelia's helmet. I can't lie and say that I'm not disappointed, and then I'm disappointed that I'm disappointed because I'm like, damn, like, I hate that I don't like this because I can already hear the negative comments, and even though I don't like it, I think it's still not going to deserve the needless toxicity that's going to come out of the reactions to this, but it is admittedly disappointing. I think I hyped it up more in my head. I think realistically, I probably, you know, in the back of my mind thought it was going to be a repaint, and it makes sense. And it's not as if Sentai is immune to this. You know, they did an orange repaint for Zyuohger. They did then a purple repaint again for the same suit. And we also did just basically, I think purple from ToQger was also a repaint of Tokyo Rokugo. So it's not like Sentai hasn't done that before, but it feels like a little bit of a different case. To be fair, I actually really like the Zyuoh Bird repaint. I don't know why, I just always really liked that. But those were kind of different cases. Not that I'm like trying to pile on Cosmic Fury here, but those were meant to be like bonus Rangers, you know, like especially Purple was in like a post-series thing. You know, Zyuoh Bird was a reoccurring character. I believe Purple ToQger, I forget what number 7 is in Japanese, was also a post-series type of thing. It wasn't meant to be like a main team member. Like, I don't know, I was sort of hoping we were going to do a totally original helmet, you know, like I would love to see them take the idea of what the Ryu Soldier helmets look like and make a totally original helmet. You know, people thought this was going to be based off of Dimetro, and maybe it's supposed to be, I can't really tell. Like, it's just orange Amelia's helmet with like 2 little spikes. Like, you got like a little silver one and then like a orangey one. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. And it brings up like a conversation in my head. That sounds weird. I'm not insane, guys. I'm not weird, okay? But like, you know what I mean? Like, I have a debate in my head where I'm like, you know, this makes sense for Power Rangers because they always do stuff like this, but it's kind of crazy that it's so unreasonable to ask. Like, most other shows would be like, I'm just gonna make my own prop. You know, it's not crazy that there's things that other shows would do that's unreasonable to ask PR. You know, and it's not as if, again, this is not an uncommon practice for PR. Other shows have done it too. You know, the Arrowverse reused assets from costumes all the time. I've seen other shows do that. However, it's not as if there isn't precedent for us doing original Rangers, taking it back to the Spirit Rangers, where that's kind of what I wanted to see, is, you know, those blew me away. Those are such awesome suits, you know, just because I wasn't expecting them at the time. But thinking about it now, with even this extra context of, like, they took the idea and design principles of what Geki Rangers helmets were like, and they did one for Elephant, Bat, and Shark. That's kind of what I would have liked to see. Mainly because it's such a kind of monumental thing. It's our first, like, real live action, not you know, dream sequence Orange Ranger. It would have been cool to be a little bit something more. And I don't know, I think it's weird they used Amelia's too, just because, I don't know, I actually really like the red version of Amelia's helmet. I think that's my favorite Cosmic Fury helmet, I think. Like, I think the red looks really good on the Ankylo helmet, or as they call it, the Ankylo, and like the extra accents look really good. But I just feel like with them making such a big deal about her, I feel like they'd want to keep her more individualized. I'm not sure which one would look better orange. I also find it funny because when I first did videos on the fact that Fern was going to be orange, I just recolored Amelia's suit for the thumbnail, and I'm like, oh, this isn't how it's going to look. Like, I was thinking, is someone going to think this is the actual picture? And then it's like, that ends up being the case. I think that was kind of funny. But yeah, I'm admittedly a little bit disappointed. It probably will grow on me a little bit and look better when we get to see it outside of kind of a leaked set photo, but it's admittedly kind of disappointing. Even if they had to use an existing helmet, I think they could have made it look more different, because I'm struggling to think of any examples in Sentai. But I've seen Ryder do that quite often where they're able to repurpose assets of suits to create new rider suits, and sometimes you can tell, but like it still looks good. Like you can tell, like, oh yeah, they repurposed this and that, but it still looks good. But sometimes it's like you don't even notice until someone points it out to you, at least in my opinion. So it's not like it's impossible to A, create your own helmet, or B, like repurpose something to the degree where even if you can tell, you can appreciate that they tried to make it look different. And you know, it's funny, I even think that Boom's, you know, Dream Sequence one, which is obviously using the in-space helmet, looks a little bit better. That's another precedent of something sort of similar where we redid the A-Squad helmets, which are admittedly pretty fugly if we're being honest. They look like weird Kingdom Armor bootleggers. But the SPD Orange Dream Sequence costume is actually pretty solid, considering they set the precedent of like them reusing assets of previous Ranger teams, and they recolored it in such a way, plus with the Zero suit, that like, even though you can tell, that's almost a good example. Like, I'm not saying, oh, this is so much better, but like, it's actually kind of a good example of what I was just talking about, where they repurposed stuff, and you can tell they did, but they tried to make it different enough. And so, yeah, like, I hate that I have to do a more negative-leaning video, because I'm more positive about Cosmic Fury, honestly, and I think people are being awful, and I know people are automatically going to start bringing up Sasori Orange, and just like, let Q Ranger go, guys, it's over. We gotta move past it. Maybe I should stop bringing it up, too. But you know what I mean. I hate that I'm more negative about it, but admittedly I'm disappointed. I thought, especially since we were holding off so long on getting it, like there's been multiple occasions now where we could have shown it, like it wasn't even in the toy packaging. I guess we see why now. That was mean. But you know what I mean. Like, I just felt like there was multiple times that they could have shown it, and they were holding off, and it made me think maybe it's going to be something real special. And I think that built up the hype in my head. It makes me curious if there's going to be any other Ranger suits and what recolors they would be, but yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, I'll be honest, guys. It's still cool we're getting it, but I don't know. I want to see it more in action to see if it grows on me. I'm kind of curious what it's supposed to be based off of. What do you guys think? Would you like to have seen something different? If they had to recolor any of the helmets to do this, which one do you think would work better? Let me know in the comments as always, because I'm honestly trying to think which one I think would look cooler. I just think that they should have used a different one besides Amelia. I'm not sure. Maybe Zato's would work? Like, what if they did just a recolor of Izzy's suit, and they did like a couples thing, where you got like an orange Tiger Ranger and a green Tiger Ranger? That's somehow making me think of like the way X-Aid's dual form looked. But that might be something kind of cool, and play off of that. I don't know. I think that it depends on what they're trying to base it off of. Like, I feel like maybe it's trying to be on Kylo, but if there's no clear basis, maybe just an orange Tiger Ranger would work. I don't know, just let me know what you think. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell. You can get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.